Hello and welcome to Code Culture. My name is Michele and I'm your host. Today I'm going to review for you the Fjallraven Raven jacket that I'm wearing right now. This is a jacket that was originally launched in the 70s by the Swedish brand Fjallraven, and that was inspired by the military jacket M65 that had been developed for the US military right before the Vietnam War. So perhaps you are not as familiar with this specific jacket, but you have definitely seen something similar made by many other companies. So today I'm going to review the features of this jacket for you, give you a little bit of the history of this jacket, and answer the fundamental question whether or not it is worth it. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing to the channel because it definitely helps me. And also let me know if you're interested in Fjallraven as a brand, because I have many more garments from this brand since it is one of my favorite. Fjallraven is a company that is not perhaps as well known in the US as it is in other parts of the world, specifically Europe and certain parts of Asia, but it is a company with a lot of history and heritage. It was funded in 1960 and launched with just one product, which was a trekking backpack that was designed by the founder to meet his specific needs. It then went on to launch many other products, still focusing on the trekking, hiking, camping market. And this jacket in particular was launched in the 70s. Now, I've mentioned before that this jacket was inspired by the military M65 jacket. Now, I'm not going to go into the details of the history of the M65 jacket, but it's interesting to notice that despite its military beginning, it then became a symbol of the counterculture movement during the late 60s and 70s in the US. The M65 was developed by the Alpha Industries here in the United States for the US military, and it was supposed to help the military in its war in the jungles in Vietnam. So a lot of the features of this jacket had been specifically developed with that war in mind. However, as the military personnel started to come back into the US after the war and started protesting the war, this jacket became one of the main symbols of the counterculture movement. And it also went on having a very prolific career in the movie industry because it was worn by many movie stars in several movies. The point of the matter is that even if you're not familiar with this specific jacket, the Raven, you're definitely familiar with the style. The Raven was the Swedish reinterpretation of that classic M65 style. Now let's talk about the features of this jacket. First, let's start with the material used for this jacket, which is a proprietary material owned by Fjallraven called G1000. G1000 is basically a blend of recycled polyester and organic cotton. So yes, you are buying a jacket that is mostly recycled polyester, 65% if I'm not mistaken. This does not mean that this jacket will make you sweat. Unlike the polyester used in the liners of the barboard jackets, for instance, this blend is actually very breathable, and on top of that, it's extremely durable. And it's very scratch resistant, and it will also give you a certain level of water resistance. Now, the jacket is not waterproof and it's not advertised as such. However, you can buy a specific wax, which is called G1000 wax from Fjallraven, and you can apply it to the jacket to increase that waterproofness. It will never become really a waterproof jacket. It will always be a water resistant, so it's always a matter of time before the water starts seeping through. Now, this jacket has 5 pockets, 4 external pockets and 1 internal pocket. Let's start with the internal pocket. It actually has a little zipper that you can close. So it comes in handy if you want to store in here things that you definitely don't want to lose. The pocket though is quite small, so it won't be big enough for certain modern phones either. If you have one of those gigantic iPhone Pro, whatever number, it probably won't fit. The 4 external pockets are the classic pockets that you find on many field jackets, and they are a direct replica of the pockets that you found on the M65 jackets. You have 2 bellow pockets on your thighs, which are pretty spacious, but not as spacious as other jackets. Again, if I compare these pockets to the pockets on the barber jackets, they're much smaller. And then there are 2 chest pockets, which are definitely smaller, but come in handy for many small items, keys, or even a phone. Now, one thing I want you to notice about the pockets is that the bellow pockets also double as a hand warming pocket, you might want to say. This is actually a very nice feature that not many jackets have, and that I find myself using very often. The jacket is not lined. This is an unlined jacket. It is a summer jacket that it's supposed to be worn during the summer months or during the warmer months. The jacket also has a waist adjustment inside. There are 2 little things that you can pull to make the jacket tighter around your waist, and that might be handy for 2 reasons. If the jacket is too big for you, or if you want to make the jacket tighter so that the cold air doesn't come from underneath. The jacket has gussets on the back, which makes this extremely comfortable. I am never constricted in this jacket. My movements are extremely free, and I never have a problem with it. The jacket also has a stowaway hood that you can easily take out in case of a light rain shower. Again, this is made of a polyester material, synthetic material, and it won't really protect you from a severe storm for a very long time. But it's handy in case of a light shower. So let's talk about the fit of this jacket, and let me give you my stats so that you know what you're looking at. This jacket is a medium, size medium. I am 180 centimeters tall, so 5'11". My chest is 41. My waist is 32, and my sleeves are 34. As you can see, this jacket fits me absolutely spot on. I would not want it any bigger, and I would not want it any smaller. Right now I'm wearing it just with a t-shirt, but I can definitely layer it up. Although I have many jackets to wear in colder months, it has happened that I have worn this with a thick sweater underneath, and it can definitely accommodate for that. The sleeves also have possible adjustments. I actually put them in the smaller position just because I don't like the sleeves to be really coming down on my hands. But if I were to open them up, they would definitely be a little too long. Now, this jacket costs $250. Is it worth it? The real answer is that I don't know. This jacket is really high quality, and I've been using it for over 7 years, and it still looks like new. I've been using it both as an outdoor garment, camping, or for like day hikes, and I've also been using it as a casual dress-up jacket. And that's actually the beauty of this jacket, that you can both use it for your technical outdoors endeavors, but you can also use it as a casual / semi-dressy jacket. There aren't many jackets that offer that functionalities. Barber doesn't come close, if you ask me, because barbers are not really outdoors jackets in the trekking, hiking, camping definition of outdoors, whereas this one is. It's a jacket that is very versatile. The cost per wear of this jacket for me has been very low. Cost per wear is when you divide the price that you pay for the jacket by the number of times that you have worn the jacket. So I have worn this jacket really many times. So the cost per wear of this jacket is probably like what, 20 cents, 50 cents? So definitely not an expensive jacket if you think of it this way. However, there are a couple of problems. First of all, it is not made in Sweden or in any of the high labor cost countries that I know of. It's made in Vietnam. I have no problem with the labor skills of Vietnamese people. I'm sure that they are as skilled over there as they would be in Sweden or in Scandinavia. However, let's not kid ourselves. The only reason why Fjallraven makes this jacket in Vietnam is because it is cheaper to make it out there. And then asking $250 for a jacket that is not even entirely cotton, but it is 65% recycled plastic bottles, doesn't sit very well for me. The second issue is that you can find this same style of jacket with exactly the same type of pockets, with exactly the same hood, exactly the same style, exactly the same fit, made by many other companies at a fraction of the price. Of course, in the case of Fjallraven, you are paying for the brand and you're paying for the little leather Arctic Fox logo on your sleeve. But whether or not that's enough for you to justify $250 is really a question for you to answer. I personally love this jacket. I am happy with it. I would definitely buy it again. Whether or not you should buy it, entirely up to you. Well, I hope you enjoyed this review, and please let me know in the comments if you have any questions or if you would like to see more reviews of Fjallraven products. And also subscribe to the channel because I publish reviews of jackets pretty much every week.